I don't have to tell you this. I think you already know it, but Team Biden is on an all-out quest to destroy America. The left-wing faction of the party that Joe Biden serves wants communism, and they want a global government. They will stop at nothing in their quest to get there. The plan, of course, is to create chaos and sow division. So let's start with the chaos, okay? By the time we hit New Year's Eve, in just over a week or so, Team Biden will have allowed 2 million illegal aliens to enter the United States. His open borders policies is about importing poverty into the United States. Once the country is overrun with immigrants, American citizenship becomes meaningless. That's an important point here. You see, patriotism will be replaced with socialism. It's why the left never talks about American exceptionalism like we do on this program. Instead, they opt to apologize for our sovereignty. You know who started this? The radical billionaire George Soros did. He's the architect of this apology tour. Read his book, The Crisis of Capitalism. All he does in that book, turn every page, is complain about sovereign nations. He wants a world without borders, run by, you guessed it, the United Nations. In order for that to happen, America must go. It's what Team Biden is working towards. Joe Biden is just a Soros employee. The other tactic here, push identity politics. We see it on a daily basis. Us versus them. What Team Biden is doing is creating victims, where only the Democrats have the heart and soul to save them. Of course, all that's a big lie, but it's not a new tactic either. We find this plot spelled out in the Communist Manifesto. Inside that book, it calls for politically subdividing the country you're trying to turn into a communist nation. In our case, they subdivide whites versus blacks, vaxxed versus the unvaxxed, gay versus straight, conservative versus liberal. And through it all, the freedom lovers are always painted as the oppressors who, of course, must be punished. Again, what we are seeing happening in America right now is not a new scheme. It is all part of the decades-old Marxist agenda. So the Democrats are just putting all this in motion. We see it through their blatant desire for segregation between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Watch this.
Some Americans are wondering if you can safely celebrate the holidays with your family and friends. The answer is yes, you can, if you and those you celebrate with are vaccinated.
Importantly, consider gathering with family and friends who are also practicing similar proper prevention measures.
If someone in your family isn't vaccinated, should you ask them not to show up?
Yes, I would do that. I mean, I think we're dealing with a serious enough situation right now that if there's an unvaccinated person, I would say, I'm very sorry, but not this time, maybe another time when this is all over.
Look, the serious situation we're dealing with right now is that administration and clowns like Dr. Fauci, who really aren't clowns. They're villains in a Batman movie, okay? That's how evil these people are, trying to split this nation up the way they're doing it. So the American thinker puts it like this. Identity politics is used as a political bludgeon to deceive Americans into believing their country is an incurably unjust place where things can be set straight by killing off its existing economic and governing systems. And who better to make you think that America is unjust than convicts, quote, wrongly imprisoned? It's why the left wants you to believe the criminal isn't at fault. Somehow society is. Just this week, we learned that the Department of Justice will allow thousands of convicts now under house arrest, sent home from prison due to COVID concerns, sent back to their houses. Well, it's going to allow them to evade ever returning to federal prison again. They'll never be locked up. They're being let go. It's all part of the George Soros plan. Make the crooks out to be victims, let crime flourish by installing criminal coddling district attorneys, and soon enough, Americans will be begging elected leaders to just blow the whole unjust system up. If they can financially bust America, well then, even better. And guess what? That's what Build Back Broke is all about. The global communist Team Biden serves wants to rid the nation of conservatives. They want to rid this nation of independent thinkers. They use vax mandates to do this. And of course, the freest thinkers are, by and large, right now, the unvaxxed. It's why they are the first to be punished. They're the first to be driven off of police forces. See, you can't have freedom-loving cops if you're going to ultimately turn the police against the people. We see that happening in Australia. See, the free-thinking unvaxxed are also being pushed out of corporate America too. The left needs blind followers, and if you're not one, they want you gone. The more people that love this country, the harder it will be to transform it. You see, that's the one principle that actually drives every move Team Biden is making right now. They want you to hate America, so you will want to change America. We here aren't falling for it.
Hi, Rob Carson here. If you love watching Newsmax, you're really going to love listening to our new podcast. It's called the Newsmax Daily. I host it, and I give you the best briefing of the big news of the day, top newsmaker interviews, and even, yes, a few laughs. I know it's hard to believe. So if you're driving, walking, exercising, just about anywhere, you can connect with the Newsmax Daily with me, Rob Carson. Find our podcast online or go to iPhone, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, and more, and start listening today.